Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my series of X-Men reviews. Yes, it's been a while. I decide I need to complete this because Deadpool 3 is coming out with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So yes, we are up to The Wolverine starring Hugh Jackman. And I'm so excited for this one. Wolverine comes to Japan to meet an old friend whose life he has saved years ago and gets a young set of mutants to defeat a common threat. So I didn't know what to expect with this movie. I was like, okay, I do not like X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think it's one of the worst comic book movies of all time. But I still think that there's a decent amount of enjoyment to come along with that. I think the reason why it hurts me that bad is because it ruined the character of Deadpool for me. And I was like, that is just ridiculous. Even though that first scene of Deadpool is amazing. But I was like, really? Come on. But I was like, okay, he's going to Japan, and it's directed by James Mangold, the guy who directed Logan. I haven't seen Logan yet, so I need to watch this. And I was getting myself into a movie that I didn't know what to expect. When I was watching the first 10, maybe 15 minutes of the movie, and Wolverine gets up in bed, you see Jean Grey in bed with him. I was like, oh nice, I was like, nice, when were you two sleeping together? Let alone, when was Jean Grey alive? Last time I knew that she bloody got, she got stabbed by Wolverine and died. But that's where you get into the next one, where they're trying to retcon, even though that they're still keeping clips of X-Men 3 and they kill off Jean Grey. They show that scene of him killing off Jean Grey and Days of Future Past. I know, it's confusing. Like Deadpool says, the X-Men timeline is so confusing. But I think that I have seen the new X-Men trilogy, so I have seen Days of Future Past, and don't get me wrong, I didn't get how she was alive in this movie, and even in Days of Future Past, which I'll get to my thoughts on that later. But just to let you guys know, I saw the new X-Men trilogy before I watched this movie, because I didn't know when this movie was going to take place. So I kind of was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. I'll talk about it more in Days of Future Past, my review of that. But I was like, okay, at least that makes sense because Professor X was transferred into a conscience of a patient. That was a theory that was going around, was that it was his younger brother. So that's why he looks the same in Days of Future Past, and he's technically still alive. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense to me. But this, to me, was like, what the hell? And Deadpool even makes a joke about the timelines not being straight, which I think is hilarious because I'm like, that is definitely how I feel about these X-Men movies. They're so confusing, not to follow along with the story, but to go like, since people want to try and retcon X-Men 3, they bring Jean Grey back with no explanation in The Wolverine and in Days of Future Past, then where does these movies take place? When did these movies take place? And it's very confusing to me. So it's kind of one of those things. And I kind of knew that I would have really liked this movie, but I think that I liked it more than I expected. But also, it's one of those things where it's like, because even though I don't think that X-Men 3 is as bad as people think it is, I think it's better than Origins. To me, it's better than First Class, because First Class I was definitely not a fan of. And it's better than some of the other Fox Marvel movies in general, like Elektra, right? I think that this movie is pretty good. And another thing is, apparently Wolverine goes to Japan to meet an old friend. We haven't met this old friend through the original X-Men trilogy or X-Men Origins yet. They didn't even mention this guy. The fact that happens, and that mention could have been through X1, X2, X3, but no mention either through those three movies. And even Origins is bonkers to me. And I'm kind of like, why did you guys not mention that? That is very, very weird. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, why did you guys do that? That is very strange. I really think that I need to give The Wolverine 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not the worst movie out of the X-Men movies, but it's not the best, I think. That is X-Men, X2, X-Men 1, Days of Future Past, and X3 are better than this, even though that X3 is not in my top 5. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is, though. But I would watch this movie again if I wanted to have a Wolverine marathon. So, at least I prefer this than Origins. So, guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button, the little bell icon to get notified of future videos I make. And see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.